So, hi guys, I'm Shubham Agrawal, and in today's session, we are going to implement the update message service and delete message service. Okay, so let me check whether am I audible and clearly visible or not. Yeah, I think I am audible and visible. Let me share my screen. So we have made the chat app and we have also made the group chat part. Okay, so let me show you our chat app. So let me run the Flask server. Yeah. Okay, one second. Python home dot. So our Flask server is starting. Give a second. Yeah, our Flask server is started. So let me go to the browser and let me go to our URL. So this was our login page, and when the user logins, so user one, then we have to enter the password. Okay, so this is our dashboard, and when we click on fetch users, then the user list will come, and when we click on fetch group, then the group list will come. Okay, and when I click on user two, then the chat window for user two will open. So user two comes here. Okay, so let me log in with user two also. Let me log in user two also. So this is the login form user two, and password is 123. So this is users two dashboard. Okay. Yeah. So when I click on user one, so user one is here. Okay. Now let me also start the action server. Okay. One second. Let me go to the location where the this file is present. So cd file, and then action server. So now our action server is also started. Now we can send the messages. So let me send hi. So when I press on send button, so this hi message will be sent to user one. So as you can see, hi is there and sender ID is user two, timestamp, and then we have the message ID. Okay. And when we refresh the user one's dashboard, so hi will be present here. And the sender ID is user two. This is the timestamp and message ID. So let me send one message to user two also. So hello. So hello is coming here. Okay. And when I refresh user two's dashboard, then hello will appear. Okay. So now let's add two more button. That will be update message button and delete message button. Okay. So let me go to the dashboard.html, and in this I will create two buttons. So after this table, we will create one more table, and in this it will be 100%, and then we have the table row, and then we will have a button. Okay. So first we will have the TDS. Now we will have a button, and it will be update message. And after that, we will have a division tag, and let me give this a ID update div. Okay. So in this, we will have one form in which the updated message detail will be there. Okay. So let me just copy this and paste it, and it will be delete message. So let me refresh our page. So yeah, update message is there, and then delete message is there. Okay. So let me just increase the text size so that we can so that it is visible. So let me add some style here. Style. And then we have the font size. Let me give 20 pixels. Okay. And in delete message also. We'll have the font size 20. Let me refresh our dashboard. So yeah, now our update message button and delete message button is coming by. Now let me add, so here it will be deleted. Now let me go to division tag here, and let me add one form in which we will fill the detail. Okay. So here let me add one table, and here also let me give the width. So I am using table here so that all the text should will be aligned to table. Okay. Now in this I will add one table row. In that table row, we will have one TT tag, and in that TT tag, we will have one input. Okay, and that input will be a text message, and the name of that input will be message ID. So for updating a message, we will take the message ID from the user, and then the placeholder will be, let's say, message ID. So yeah, this will be our input. Type is text, name is message ID, and placeholder is message ID. And let me give this table data item width of 20%. So let me just copy paste it, and let me its width would be 60%, and it will be the new message. So let me leave it name in the text. So now we will have one more input tag in which we will have the updated message. Okay, so let me message here. Okay. So after this, we will have one submit button. So for that, we have made it PD tag, and in that we will have one button, and then button type will be submit. So whenever we click on this form gets submitted, and after that we will have so let me give this button name that will be update. Let me add one more button. So I will tell you the significance of this button later. So it will be a button, and it will be close. So whenever we press on this button, so this form gets closed from our dashboard. Okay. We will add a on-click listener here. Okay. Okay. So for that, so let me add that on-click listener. So first of all, this initially this div tag will be hidden. So in readme, I have this CSS in which when we call this open div function, so it will just open the division area, and if we call this close div function, so it will close that division area. So it is a JavaScript code for that. So let me add it in our code also. So in after this div, I will add this code. So it will be the code. Okay, and let me rename the functions. So the function name will be open update message. and after that the ID will be updated. And here also it will be close update message, and the ID will be with update name. Okay. So this is the JavaScript code, and we have already given the ID to our this division. Okay. Initially it is hidden, and let me add a on click listener here. So when we click on update message, so for this to add a on click listener, we have on click. In this we just give the name of the function. So here it is open update message. Okay. And let me add here also. Here will be on click close update message. So this is the on click listener for this close button. Okay. Now let me okay, so let's test this code. Okay, so let me just refresh our dashboard. So our dashboard is refreshed when we click on update message. So yeah, there is a form that is coming in which we have message ID, new message, and then update, and then close. And when I click on close, so yeah, this is closing. When I open, click on update message, this form is opening, and after that, when I click on close, this is closing. Okay. So let me add the same functionality in delete message also. And let me just give this button also a little bit CSS so that it looks good. Okay. So here in button, let me add one class that is button. Let me give button to, and we will make that class. So class button. So let me go to our style.css. So it is present in static folder. So let me just create one more button class, and it will be a button to class. Okay. In this, we will have font size equal to let's say 15 pixels. So let's say 860 pixels, and the width will be 10%. And let the border radius will be. This is our new update button class. Update button to class. Okay. Now let me go to dashboard.html, and let me again refresh our page. Okay. So yeah, so when I click on update message, so it is coming here. So yeah, and our now our update and close button looks fine now. Okay. Also, when I click on close, so it is closing. Also, let me just decrease the size of this vertical menu. Okay. Means let me just change its height. Okay. So vertical menu height, let it be currently it is 250. Let me give it 190, and let me refresh it. Yeah. So okay. So we have set vertical menu height equal to 190 here. Now let me go to our dashboard.html, and let me add the button for this delete also. And here let me give this a width of 40% because it is taking a lot of space. This update message. Let me give it 60%. And the delete button width will be 40%. So let's get the same form here also. So let me just copy paste that form that we have created earlier. So here, let me just copy this on, take it for the have copied it. Now let me change it to update delete message, open delete message, and it will be deleted. And when we delete a message, then we only need a message ID. So we don't need any text. So we will remove that text from here. So it will be removed from here. And the button name will be deleted. Let me change the width also. Let me give it 20% so that it will be good. Okay. Now let me change the step function in which we have the delete update. So open update message. So it will be delete update message. And here also it will be delete update message. And the ID will be delete here also. So we have to be careful about this ID because we don't want to close any other division. So we want to close this division, delete div. So in delete div, we have the message ID, then we have the delete button, and then we have the close button so that this form gets closed if we click on this. So we have made the delete function. Also here also I have to change it to delete it. Delete. Okay. So I have made the changes here. Okay, fine. So let me just refresh the page now. Yeah. So when we click on update message, so our update message is coming. So this is our message ID, new message, and then update, then close. And when we click on close, so this form gets closed. When we click on delete, so delete form gets open, and we have delete and close here. Okay. And when we close it, then this will be closed. Okay. Yeah. So we have made the so we have done the HTML part here. Okay. So also 1 second. Yeah. So we have completed the CSS part here. Now let's make the also let me give it 50 first. So we have done the UI part. Now let's code the logic for that. So whenever this update message is called and whenever this delete message is called, then some function should be called at the server side. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So all the buttons are working fine. Now let me go to the home.py file. In this, let me add the URL for delete message and update message. So, okay. So before that, let me do one more thing. So each time we start our Flask server, so our message ID starts from 0 or 1. Okay. So we don't want that. We want the updated message ID because we are also storing this in the database. Okay. So for that, so let's create one more file in which the updated message ID will be there. Okay. So let me create it. It will be message ID dot txt. Let me save it, and it should be let it starts with 100. Message IDs will start with 100. So let me go to home.py, and when we have this message count equal to 0, so we will update this. We will so the message we will read it from the file. So it will be file. Then we have open and the file name, that is the message ID .txt. Then we have the mode. So we want to open it in the read mode. Okay. And then we will give the message count value, which will be int. Then we have file dot So first we will convert it into the str if it is not in str. So file dot read line dot script. So if there is any read line character present there, so after that we will close the file. So we have to read the input from the file. And when we use this message count function and when we update it, we again save it to this file. Okay. So let me go to the send message. We are updating the message count. So message count is increased by 15. So let me open here the same file. Open the message ID file. And this time we will open it right, and we will file dot write to file dot write, and we will write this message count. So let me convert it into the str, and after this we will close this one. Okay. So in this way we can update our message. Okay. So also uh, we have message ID. So current message ID will be our message count file. Okay, so let me use message ID here and let me convert it into the str, because we are storing this message count as a string, not as a integer. Okay, so I have converted it into a str. So I have to make the changes in the below also. So here wherever we have used message count, we will use message ID. So these are all the things that we have to do. So let me just copy this send message function and then we'll update it to the our update message function. Okay. So I have copied it and let me paste it after the fetch messages. Let me change the URL name to the update message. String user ID, and then we have the method, and the method name will be update message. After that, we have user data message count producer. So we are taking the input in this. Now that it is not typed the message, it is text. Okay. And then we have the message ID also. So message ID equal to request. Then we have the message ID. After that, we have the chat ID. And here we don't need all this because we are not making a new message. And also let me convert it into the all this. So because it will create a problem if it is a int or if we store it in the database in integer type and then when we retrieve it, it is coming again in integer and we are using it as a string. So it will create some problems there. So I have used string only. Okay. So all the data will be stored in the string only. Okay. Now the operation type will be update message. Now we have the text. So we are not updating the timestamp because we will. So we will just update the message text. Okay? We will not update the timestamp here. So we will update it later. Okay? So because we will sort according to the timestamp, and if we update the message, then its timestamp will be the latest timestamp, and it will disturb the order. Okay? Of the messages. So that's why I'm not updating the timestamp here. So we will send this dictionary to our action server on this topic, and we will also update the user list with this message ID. With this text and the timestamp will be the same. Okay. So we will not update the timestamp. Okay. So let me move it from here. So sender ID will be same as user ID. So there is no need to update it. Or if we update it, there will be no problem. So let me just not update it. Because this message is already present. The will already present in the user dash means user list. Okay. Okay. So let me. Okay, so here we are just deleting it also. So here also I have to delete this because it will create the empty dictionary. Since we are updating the text only, so we have to do something like this. Okay, fine. So we have made our update dashboard function, update message. Now let me create the update delete URL also, function for update delete. Sorry, delete message. Yeah. So now we will create the delete message URL. So it will be here, delete message. So in this, we will delete the message from the both side, means from the user side and from the sender and receiver both side. And if it is a group, then we will delete it from all the group members. So in this, we will only have the message ID. We will not receive the text here. Let me remove it. Then we have this dictionary. Here we will have the delete message as a operation type. Then we don't need to update the text. We just need to delete this message ID and the corresponding message. Okay, so we will just pass the message ID here. Then we will send it to our action server. And after this, if so so if this chat ID exists, okay, in the user's data, okay, then only we will do the message deletion part. Okay, so we will delete it from this dictionary. So we will just pass the message ID. If this chat ID is present in this user list, message list, okay, and in the above also, if it is present, then only we will do the operation. If it is not present, then we will not do the operation. Yeah. So we have made our delete message part and delete update part. Okay. Sorry, delete message and update message part. Now let's go to the action server where we have to receive the message that was sent from the Flask server. So let me go to our consume message part, and in this we will have the else if, and this time it will be update message and delete message. So it will be update message, and which handle this update message will be update handle update message function. And after this, we will also have delete message. If the operation type is delete message, then we will call the handle delete message function. Fine. So now let me make those functions. So we will have def handle update message. So in this, we will have the dictionary, and we will implement it uh, after a minute. Yeah. And then we will have the handle delete message. And on this also we are receiving a dictionary. So now let's make this update handle update message. So for this, let me just copy the handle send part because it will be mostly similar to that. So let me just copy it until this, and we will paste it in our update handle message, because in this we are handling the group also, so we don't have to write much of code here. Okay. So we just need to receive our message ID here. Message ID will be scripted, and that we will have the message ID. Okay. And if it is a group, then we will send this to group update. Okay, it will be group update, and we will update it on the Flask side also. Group update, and yeah, all this will be the same. Now we will update the message in the database, and for that, we will first get the messages, and we will see whether this message ID is there or not first. Means we will first get the messages. And to update a message, so I have written a code in this. So this in readme.md. So we have to write this code. So first we will take the collection name, that collection. Okay. Then we will search this message ID in that collection. Okay. And after that, we will query this message ID and get that document. And we will set the text in that document. And this is the command for that update one. Okay. So let me copy all this. Let me go to action server and let me paste it here. So here we are getting the data from MyDB. So we have declared MyDB. So here we don't need to use get the messages from this collection because we are not doing fetch messages for that. So we have declared MyDB above. Okay. So MyDB is declared, and in the update message, we are first giving the collection name. So collection name is here, and then we have my column, and after that we have message ID. So we are searching this message ID that we have received. Okay, and we are querying it, and in this collection, so we have written find here, and then we are setting the new value using this syntax, and then we are updating. So this is the syntax for update. Okay, yeah. So now let me make the delete function also. So we have completed the update message function. Now we will make the handle a delete message function. Okay. So for that also, let me just copy all these things. Okay. So here, let me also, we have to also receive the text. So receive it, and this text will be there because we are using text. Okay. Okay, fine. So we have done up to this. Now let me just copy this update function, and we will make some changes here. The delete function. So we will receive this message ID UID1, UID2, and we will not receive any text here. Now the collection name will be this. If this is satisfied, then we will call group delete, not group update. So we will send operation type as group delete. Okay. After this, we will have the my collection we will take, and we will query this message ID. And to delete a message, this is the syntax for that. Okay. So we will just delete, and we will search in our document, and we will delete that message ID. Okay. So instead of updation, we have to just do the deletion. Okay. So we have made the changes in our action server.py. Okay. So we have made the handle delete message function and handle update message function. Okay. So let me go to our home.py, and in the where we are updating the user's dashboard, that is the user handle function. We will go there, and we will make the conditions for the means update, group delete, and update message and delete message. Okay. So here it will be there. Okay. So let me just copy this stand part, and we will make some changes in that. So we don't have to write much of the code. We are reusing the code that we have done. So we have operation type. In this, we will have update message, and then we have the message ID. Okay, and we have user one, user two, and if user one is not present in this user data, then we will do user one. Okay, and we will create it. So we will not check whether this user one is there in the user data. We will check if this user is there, then we will do the operation. Okay. So we know that this user is present, so we will update it. So in this we are updating the message with the text and the UID that we will be receiving. And here the timestamp is also there. So we will use the previous timestamp here. So we will not update this timestamp. Okay, so let me just comment it. So this is our update message part. So let me make the delete message also. So this will be delete message. Hit the message ID here, and if the user is in the user's data, then we will do some operation, and that operation will be we will just walk that message as part of the message ID. So this will be our delete message. So if it is a group message, then we have to. So let me just copy group send from here, and we will just make some changes in this group send. So here else if this should be there. So here it will be group object, and we'll get the messages. And if UID2 is not present, okay, and then we'll just update our message. Let me commit the timestamp. Okay, so we have made the group update. Now the last thing is group delete. So we have group delete here. In this we are receiving message ID UID1, UID2. Okay. So we'll see if it is there in the group, then we will just delete it. So we don't need all this. So we will just delete it from this. First message ID. So we have made the changes in our code. Okay. So let's run this code. Okay. So let me go to the So let me just restart our Flask server. And also let me restart our action server. Fine. We have checked it. So let me start first the Flask server. This Python home.py. So our Flask server is running. Okay. Now let's run the action server. It is Python action server.py. So yeah, action server is also started. Now let's see whether our code is working fine or not. So let me again log in with user one. So user one is there, and then 1, 2, 3 will be there. And when I press login, so users one dashboard is coming. Let me log in with user two also. User two. So this is users two dashboard. Now let me go to user two from user one. So user two is appeared here. And when I click on fetch message, then the previous message should be fetched. So yeah, previous messages are hi and hello that we have previously sent. And here also when we click on user one, so user one is there, and when we click on fetch messages, So messages are there. But before that, we have to make in dashboard changes in dashboard.html also, because in this, when we are submitting when we click on update, so this form should get submitted. So we have to give the URL for that. So for that, we have the action, and then we have the URL for. In this, we will give the method name, which will be update message. Okay, and we have to also pass the user ID in this. So it is user ID equal to UID, and the method will be post. Copy this URL, just form tag, paste it, and delete also. And the method will be here is delete message. So we have to make the changes in dashboard.html also. So let me just refresh the. Okay, so there is some error here. So here update message as user ID. Did you mean update message? So we have to see whether this update message. Let me see. Yeah. So let me go to home.py file, and the URL where we have declared user message. So let me go there. Yeah, so update message is there, and if this update message is there, function name, we have get and post methods. Then we have the delete message, and yes, delete is there. So yeah, so it is fine. Now let's go to the dashboard.html. Okay. So here we don't have to give the slash. The update message only. And here also it will be delete message only. So one second. So let me go to. So yeah, our Flask server is restarted again. So we have to log in again. So let me log in user 2 again. And user 1 again. So it will be user 1, 1, 2, 3, password. Now let me that also. So your user 2 dashboard is there, user 1 dashboard is here. So when I click on user 1, fetch user, so user list is coming, and when I click on user 2, so the user 2 list is coming. So user 2 will come. Let me do the same thing in user 2's dashboard also. So when I click on user 1, so user 1 will come here. Now let me fetch the previous messages. So the messages will appear here. 1 second, let it load. Yeah, so the messages are there, and when we click on fetch messages here, so it will update the message here also. Okay. So let me send one more message. So hello, and let me send it. So hello is there, and its message ID is 101 because we have started our message ID with 100. Okay, and when I click on when I send a so let me refresh the dashboard of user 2's. Okay, so yeah, hello is there, and the message ID is 101. Okay, so let me send something like this: hi user 1. Okay. Let me send it. So yeah, hi user 1 is there. Okay, so when I go here and refresh it, so yeah, hi user 1 is there. Okay, and it is from user 2. So let me try to update some messages. Okay, so let me update this 101 message. So I will go to update message, and here the form will open, and here I will write the message ID, that is 101, and the new message is hello user 2. Okay, so here hello user 2 will be there. So let me click on update. Okay, so here as you can see that hello user 2 is there. Okay, and its message ID is this. So it got updated. And let me go to user 2 dashboard and let me refresh it. So yeah, here also timestamp is not there. So because we have not passed there the timestamp. So yeah, that's why this is empty. And but the message got updated here. Okay. And since this is the message ID and previously it was hello user, so now it got updated to user 2. Let me see whether the delete message functionality is working or not. So here the delete message form will open. In here I will give the message ID. So when I give message ID as 101 and press on delete, so it should delete that message from our user list. So yeah, that 101 message is deleted now. Okay, as you can see here. So we have only 3 messages here. And when I refresh it from here, yeah, so 101 message is deleted from users once dashboard also. Okay, and let me go to the MongoDB and let me, so we have global DB, global DB, and we have to do db dot. So our table name was user one underscore and underscore user dot find. Okay. So when I enter it, so yeah, 3 objects are there. First message ID is 1, then next message ID is 2, and then we have the third message ID that is 102. So here the 101 message is also got updated. Okay, okay, fine. So we have done the updating and the deleting messaging part. Okay. So let me go here and let me also so one second. Yeah. So here also let me just uncomment the thing in home.py file that we have uncommented the timestamp part here when we are updating the message. So let me go there, user handle part. Yeah. So here we are when we are updating the message, then we are not giving the yeah timestamp. Okay. So here because we have not passed the timestamp in the received. Okay. So let me pass it also. Okay. So let me go to our update message part. And here, let me also give the timestamp. So let me first take the timestamp on here. Yeah. So I've taken the timestamp. So let me just pass the timestamp also. Timestamp. Fine. So we have sent the messages. Now let's go to the action server.py and which we have to receive the timestamp also. So where we have this handle update. Okay. So here we have text also and timestamp also. So we are not updating the timestamp because it will just uh, means change the order of the messages. Okay. So okay. So okay. So let's change it. Okay. So let's change the timestamp also. It will not create that much of problem. So here we will have the same my query. In this we will just keep a new timestamp. So here timestamp. Timestamp. Let me just receive the timestamp. So timestamp will be received it of timestamp. So we will update it. CID with just and we will send that message and yeah. So now let's see in home.py file. where we have entered the user handle function with update message. So let me go there. Yeah, so we have update message here, and now we will also give the timestamp. So we are giving the new timestamp. And when we do group update also, we will give the new timestamp. Okay, so we have made the changes. Now timestamp will also come, and it will be the updated one. Okay. So let me just go, since we have logged again. So let me restart the Flask server again. And let me start the action server also again, because we have made the changes in that action server. So let me go to the location where it is present. So it's present in Python. That app. Let me increase the font size also. Python. Then start action server. So yeah, the action server is started, and yeah, our Flask server is also running. So let's go to our dashboard and let's log in again, because we have started the Flask server again. So it is user one, and password is 23. Let me log in. And let me log in user two again. It will be user two. Then we have the password equal to 123. Okay. So users one dashboard is loading. We have user one here. Then we have users two's dashboard. So user two is chatting with user one. So user one will appear here. And here also, when we click on user two, so user two will appear. Okay. So let me fetch the previous messages. So when I click on fetch messages, the previous messages should come. So yeah, these are the previous messages. So let me go here, and let me also fetch the previous messages. So yeah, the previous messages are there. Now let me send one more new message. So hello new. I'm sending it from user two to user one. So I'm sending hello new. So when I click on this, so hello new is there, and its message ID is 103. Since we have updated the message ID in message ID file, okay, and it is sent by user two. So let me go to user one and refresh it. Yeah, so hello new, and user two is there, and it is 103. So let me send one more message. So hello, so hi user one, and it's a new. So when I send this message, so hi user one, you will be there, and it is sent by user one. So let me go to the user two dashboard and refresh it. Okay. So hi user one new. Okay, so it is sent by user two. Okay, so let me update this hello new. Okay, so it is sent by user two. So I'm clicking on update message, and I will give the message ID. So it is 103, and the new message will be hello new and user one. Okay. So when I press on update, so hello new user one is there, and now timestamp is also there, and it is the new timestamp since so yeah, so it is the timestamp here, and I think the new timestamp will come here. Yeah, so the new timestamp is coming in user one's dashboard, but it is not updated in users two's dashboard because we have not updated there. Okay, so uh, so as you can see here, so when we have handled the update message, so when we updating the message in home.py file, and where we have handle the update message. So here we are just updating the text and we are not updating the timestamp. If we update the timestamp here, then our chat app will work fine and the new timestamp will come. Since we have updated the timestamp to the center uh, sites as the timestamp is updated again. So let me delete this message also from the database. So delete. So I want to delete this 104 message. So I will write uh, delete 104 and I will press on delete. So yeah, that message got deleted from here. And when I refresh it, so it will be deleted from here. So here also there is no message with ID 104. Okay. So yeah, in this way we have implemented the update message and delete message part. Okay. Also, let me make that changes here also. So here the timestamp will be the new timestamp. And when we rerun this code, so it will work fine. Okay. So we have to make this little change. So in this session, we have implemented the update message part and delete message part. Okay. So this is all for today's session. So thank you for watching. So let me see if there are any comments in there. Okay. So let's see. So yeah. So there are no comments. So okay, I'm stop sharing my screen. Yeah. So thank you guys.